to Georgina Life. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that Joe and I very rarely go SOR. We don't like to head anywhere but in this great community. And
Seth the Raven Shoe. For those not in the know, continue.
There's so much happening in this community, so much growth, and here to tell us a little bit about the real estate aspect of 2015 in Georgina is Edward Ward. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
So we're getting to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Was it a busy year for Georgina in real estate?
Yeah, number-wise, compared to last year, we're definitely up in sales for sure. One of the interesting parts of the numbers when I pulled them off was the difference in average sale price. Last year, we ended up around $368,000. This year, to the end of October, we're at $409,916 average sale price in our area. Over $400,000, little town, Georgina.
Is that a big difference in a year? Because it sounds really big.
Yeah, compared to most years, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, typically you see in your average increase in years 5 to 7%. Over the last 3 years, we've been closer to that 10% number, which is kind of reflective of what's going on in Toronto. Their prices are getting so high, it's pushing a lot of people this way.
Right.
So it's definitely playing with the numbers here, which is good and bad, right? Anything has a positive and negative. The good thing is if you're selling, you can see here, number of sales, 920 sales year to date. That's to the end of October. We still have November, December. Not a lot happens throughout that time, but it's still up there. I think we ended off somewhere around 760. For 768, something like that, for the end of last year.
Really?
So, yeah. The other thing too here, the numbers kind of show here, your average sale price to list price. So that means if you list your property, you're getting about 98% of what you're asking for, which is a lot higher. When I first got in the business, we were sitting 95, 96%. Mm-hmm. So because of prices going up, how much people are asking for it, people afraid of not getting the house because things are going so fast, they give you what you're asking for type of thing. And days on market was 26. So I mean, that's a huge difference. So what I wanted to take was kind of last time that it was on was talking about, questions asked when hiring a realtor. Mm-hmm. This time is when you've hired the realtor, what can that mean to you? And I just wanted to run some real quick numbers. If you're hiring somebody that has a plan, strategies in place based upon what our average sale price is, so that 409,916, if you have a realtor that is just doing a little bit above the average, all right, so we had 98%, so if you're going to get like 99% of your average sale price off of it, just working a little bit more of it, doing that, that's obviously a difference of $4,009 to you, right? And then if you do the same thing again at the buying end, just try to bring that price down a little bit, just by 1%, right? Mm-hmm. And we were talking about a 1% difference off it. And you add that number together, that's an $8,198 difference to the average person buying and selling their house by working with someone that has strategies and plans in place working for that client.
Right.
That's a pretty significant number. I don't know about you, but I mean, if I have a choice of having $8,000 in my pocket or out of my pocket, I'd rather it coming my way. So that can kind of be what goes on is by choosing the realtor, talking to them, finding out what it is that they're offering you. Because that $8,000 to you is pretty substantial to most people this day and age, right?
Yeah, and I don't think people realize that 1% can be such a high amount.
And it can be attained.
1% doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah, and it can be attained.
Right.
It's just a matter of knowing your market, knowing the houses, specific houses. I've been very fortunate in being able to deal with Joe over the years with real estate. The last deal that we did together, knowing the house, knowing the area, knowing the market, his end of things without getting his numbers specifically, he did very well both at the selling end and buying end that worked in his favor, right? So if you know the numbers, we went through all that when we sat down, went through that sort of stuff, and you see where it is that you are getting that advantage from and how that means to you from a financial standpoint, choosing the realtor that's willing to do a little bit more, go a little bit deeper, look at certain aspects of the market, the house, the area, can work in your benefit as long as you know it. It's like anything in life. Mm-hmm. If you have a plan going in and you work that plan, as opposed to just going in without having a direction, it means a big, big difference to the average person out there buying and selling in Georgina. And I was quite impressed with being over $400,000 for Georgina and the average sale price.
No kidding.
I kind of caught me off guard. I figured that we were close to it, but actually over that $400,000 mark was just I don't know, brought a little smile to my face. I've grown up here, right? So
Right.
I remember the days. I remember my parents buying houses around here for $17,000 and $19,000.
Right.
Well,
So-
it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? It's a great thing because your community, the investment into what you're buying, is only going to continue to grow. But at the same time, this was an area that people, and I went to high school in Newmarket, right? Everybody from Newmarket came up to Georgina because it was more affordable
Yep.
to buy. It's not so affordable anymore.
No, and that's the downside of it, is the buying end, the entry-level houses, it's getting more and more difficult. I am having to go into other communities outside of Georgina to find people housing that are at the entry level. So having to move people out of our area is difficult for me. I grew
Right.
up here. I love this area. I can sell houses in Georgina because I honestly love Georgina. I spent the bulk of that time in Keswick, but it's afforded me a lifestyle. I've raised my family here. I've had different businesses here outside of being in real estate even. I love this community. The people in this community are second to none.
Well, that's good. You're allowed to stay then on this show because we only
I was going to say, that was a great way to end.
yeah, we only like people who love this community. So it's good. You can come back now, Ed.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, stay tuned. There's still more after this.